A couple of videos back, I noted this tree and said that I couldn't recall what it was. Google kept telling me that it was a curry tree or a curry plant, which I knew was absolutely incorrect, even though I can see that some of the shape of the leaves can look like a curry plant. In any event, I was interested to know what the tree was because I bought this as a tiny little sapling at some nursery in a discount bay effectively for $5, and I had it in my courtyard for a number of years, maybe only a couple actually. And then after it had put on a bit of growth, I brought it out here and planted it. You can see it's still very spindly, and it was even more so when I planted it. So you can see this is the trunk here, really spindly. And actually I didn't hold out a lot of hope for it because I knew that it obviously was a deciduous tree. I can see that the leaves are quite delicate, and I just assumed that it probably wouldn't do very well, but I really had nothing else to do with it. As it transpires, it has dealt with being out here remarkably well. We've just come through a really hot year, and it has just not been impacted by the heat at all. And you can see now that as we move into autumn, it's put on this beautiful crimson sort of red colour. So it is a spectacularly hardy little tree. And so I was very eager to know what it was, because maybe I will plant more of them out here. What it is a Chinese pistachio. Not any relation to the tree that produces the pistachio nut, as far as I know, but is a small to medium sized deciduous tree native to China. I'm not sure which part. And it is renowned for being really, really hardy. And I can definitely confirm that it is super hardy, far more so than the maples. So the Acer genus, rubrum and palmatum are the ones that we have here. They also go this beautiful orangey and red color, but I wouldn't suggest anything necessarily more than what you see this tree doing now. This is just beautiful, this foliage. And I would say even more hardy than the Chinese elm, which we have here, and which is also a very nice tree. It doesn't go red like this, but it does go sort of a bright yellow and then turn into sort of shades of orange. This is almost at kind of liquid amber level in terms of autumn color. So it is an absolutely beautiful little tree. I wish it would put on a bit more growth. It's still very spindly, but what I read is that they're pretty slow growing in the beginning, and then they sort of turn into a medium growth tree as they mature. If I can just keep it going and let it put on a bit of growth, this is going to be a great, great tree. I'm pretty happy about this too. This is a tree marigold, which I took as a cutting from my courtyard in the city, and it's taken a little while to establish itself in this situation, in this position here, but it has done so. It gets nibbled by sheep a little bit. You can see it's just come into flower now, and in my experience, once it flowers like this and then develops seed heads, then it will just self-propagate. So once it's here, I think there's a pretty high chance that it will do okay. Smells beautiful. It's a very highly scented plant. Sort of smells like mandarin no chuck. Little Mary. And the other thing that we've very successfully brought across from the courtyard are these 4 o'clocks, which are kind of coming to the end now, but you can still see they've got plenty of flowers. So as the day gets on just a little bit more, it's heading to sort of late afternoon now, these will open up and they provide a fair bit of colour. I've got those scattered around the place. I have to be a bit careful because I think they could become a little bit invasive. I don't know whether sheep eat them or not. You can see there's some more scattered through here, growing up, and a few more about. This is the Acer rubrum. So you can see it's putting on a bit of colour now, but the colour is sort of not as spectacular because it gets so damaged in that final part of summer where the leaves basically just singe that you're really getting dead leaves as opposed to leaves that are going through a more gradual process and putting on that really beautiful autumn colour. But still quite nice. And then over the back there you can see the poplars and some plums and also a liquid amber. This is another thing that I'm pretty happy we've managed to transplant from the courtyard, this lemon verbena here. We actually use it a fair bit in cooking and to as aromatics for certain drinks like gin and tonic and those sorts of things. So it's pretty handy to have around, and it's very hardy once it's established too. So. Few autumn roses at the moment. Not especially abundant this year, the roses coming into autumn, but it's nice to have a few around. If anyone doubts how strong baling twine can be and how it really can strangle plants and trees, get a load of this. This was a bit of twine that was put on this tree years ago because it was marked to come down. It's huge now, absolutely huge. And obviously it didn't come down for some reason. Actually, I know why. The guy didn't come back. Strange. I don't know what happened. In any event, it hasn't been able to bust the twine. It just seems to form a narrow ring around where the twine is, and then it will almost, I guess eventually it would sort of just grow around the twine. But no doubt that is a weak point of the tree then, and as I've shown on videos before, I've done this with trees that I've actually planted, so ornamentals and fruit trees, and I've then basically forgotten about the twine only to realize that I'm strangling the trees. So yeah, very useful stuff, baling twine. I like to use it around the place. I know others don't, but I like to use it around the place, but you do have to be a bit careful with it. Take this off. Oh, I bet you that feels good. Yeah, so it's definitely a a divot in the trunk there. But that hopefully makes it feel heaps better. Yeah, go if you can see that. So Mary's 6 weeks old now, and I've noticed within 20 minutes of arriving here today that this ewe has butted her away twice. Once when she went to feed, and then, as you just saw, when she got in the way of the grain. So I think the ewes basically started to wean her off.